Hello, this is Tammy C. Walker, the owner of Dreams Are a Reality. I created this channel to provide light and love. How are you all doing? I am well. Back to work for me. The gravy train is over. Of course, I work at a school, and we had, during the day, and we had a 2 week winter break. Although I worked a few days last week and I took off Friday. And of course, we had Wednesday off. And the week prior, I had a few more days, probably worked 2 days, the week of Christmas. Christmas has come and gone. It was a whirlwind due to Thanksgiving starting late. It just seemed like everything was smashed together. I'm looking forward to getting out the house a little more. Um, it was a little quiet around Christmas time. It was needed though, some parts. I definitely needed that reset. And boy, am I getting a lot of referrals, you all, for my therapy business. At least, I think I at least got six. I'm not, so with that, doesn't mean all of them are going to convert to clients. I really don't have room for six people anyway, so that won't work out. But you do get, when you get inquiries, of course, you're going to end up with at least, hopefully, preferably at least one or two. So I'm grateful for whatever God gives me. How you all doing? How you doing? Reminds me of Wendy Williams. Oh, Wendy. Hey, Wendy. But yeah, let's look forward to this 2025. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Let's be positive as much as we can, but empower ourselves and embrace life. Embrace life in a positive manner, in a grateful manner. That's the key to life, gratitude, baby. I gotta love Jones for you. I want to talk about that movie. I gotta love Jones. I gotta love Jones. Yeah. I'm talking to my sister last night, both sisters, back and forth. But the younger of the two, Sharonda, we copy off each other sometimes. I copy off everybody. If I'm talking to someone, they're watching a movie, I might end up watching it. Although sometimes I don't have a lot of time to watch a lot of movies, but I sure did last night. Or if they're eating something, shoot, next thing you know, I want to eat it. Copycat. So she was like watching Baps, and then she said, "I'm great, watch Love Jones." And we started talking about the movie, classic. And I said, I'm going to watch it too, because I know I've seen it probably 3, 4 years ago. And of course, when it first came out. So I've probably seen it, what, 3, 4 times. And yeah, maybe, yeah, I would say 3 to 4 times. Definitely one of my favorite movies. Love Larenz Tate. Chicago's on. Hello. And Nia Long. What in the world are you doing? Whatever you doing, whatever Larenz Tate doing, and whatever Morris Chestnut doing, I need to buy about 30 bottles of each from each one of them. They look phenomenally phenomenal. Phenomenal. They look good. They look really good. It seems like Nia Long looks better and better and better. I'm like, is this possible? Just a beautiful woman. So Love Jones, if you haven't seen it, just don't even listen to what I'm saying right now. You can be like la 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 la, and then you can listen to some more. It is a spoiler alert a little bit what I'm going to say, but I'm going to compare Love Jones, the movie, to our lives, which it was a realistic snapshot of how life really is. It was very realistic. Don't forget to hit the like button. Hit the like button in 2025 for me, and subscribe to my channel in 2025. But I have to make it rhyme. Subscribe in 2025. So, Love Jones, I'll just give you a short version of it. This lovely couple set in Chicago. Well, there wasn't a couple when they met. And she broke up with this fiance who was just self-serving. I don't even know what his story was. Just wasn't even a nice person. So I don't even know how she got hooked up with him. But doesn't that happen to us? Because it surely happened to me. And then Larenz Tate, Darius. So Nia Long, Nina is her name, and Darius, that's Larenz Tate's character. He's single. So they keep going to this spoken word type place. Ooh, it looked like a very nice place, except they were smoking. Ugh, ugh. A lot of cigarette smoke going on in that movie. And so Darius was a spoken word poet as well as a writer. And Nina was a photographer. They both trying to like break into their careers. So I would say they were under 30. And they had this crew they hung out with. Darius did. And one person in the crew was a hater. And you really got to keep your eyes open throughout life, especially in your circle. To have a hater in your midst, to have someone that envies you that close to you, it's always a bit concerning. And Darius seemed a bit, what is the word I want to say? Unaware of how jealous Bill Bellamy's character was. And for the record, I love Bill Bellamy. When I've seen him do interviews, you can tell he's a sweetheart. But he plays the worst, the best hater type of person, or like like a dirty personality in some of these movies, and he nails it. But I don't think he's like that for real. He definitely seems like the polar opposite, but I don't know if he's getting typecast, but he plays a great character that you would definitely hate. So anyway, I like how Nia Long played hard to get. And she wasn't playing because she knew she was still wrapped up with this fiance. She was unsure. That's what was going on. And I guess she was like, for me to start something else, it just was too soon. So Darius sees her at the bar and they end up talking. He spill her drink. Then her and her friend, they end up leaving. And by this point, it had fast forwarded. Oh, no. He did a poem to her, dedicated to her, even though he had just met her. And it was kind of, erotic, exotic, or whatever. And she said it embarrassed her. So anyway, as they were walking to leave, they had to walk through Darius and his friends, in which one friend was a lady. So she was a lady that hung with a bunch of guys. And then he was saying, he was just trying to mac to her. And then she was like, she wrote love on his hand. And I bet he thought he was getting her phone number, but she wrote love. She said something you wouldn't know about. Long story short, fast forward, she ends up at a record store looking for the Isley Brothers. I understand why. That is my group. I'm telling you, hello and make me say, in between the sheets, those songs right there just do something to me. And that hello and make me say, I'm just done. In between the sheets, all of those just classics. And for the record, I was listening to Between the Sheets when I was very young, and I was like, something is just not right about this song. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be listening to this. That's how sensual that song is to me. So anyway, he comes in. The lady friend of the group works at the record store. When she tells him, look. And so he's like, oh. So he rides a motorcycle, by the way. So he's like, oh my goodness. So he really got happy. He went and tried to help her find the music. And then, of course, she leaves again. He's still trying to take her out. She's like, no. She leaves. And then she wrote out a check. The friend gave him the address from the check, and he goes to her house. And I'm just telling you the whole movie. So anyhow, a lot of back and forth with that relationship, which it can be like that for some relationships. She ended up going back to see if she still had a thing with this wacky fiance, which that didn't work. And then Larenz Tate, Darius, he devastated. He really, really fell hard for her. Love Jones. He fell hard. And he wants to fill up his time, so he grabs this other lady, which is what we do in these relationships, in these breakups. You get broken up with, some of us tend to just grab somebody else. Why do we do that? Because we can't be alone, some of us. We don't want to feel the heartbreak. If I just grab somebody else, I won't have to hurt. But what we end up doing is causing them to be collateral damage, because you really got to think about what you're doing before you do these things. If you are a decent woman or man, you're attractive or not. Sometimes looks not everything. If you got it going on, I know you got it going on. Who listening to me? Because I got it going on, and they're going to end up liking you 9 times out of 10. So now you done created an even worse problem, because you're heartbroken, you're unhealthy, and now you have a new person attached to you that you don't even want. You are just using for the moment. This is why we do need to take our time and heal before we go and grab somebody else. But we don't want to hurt. And what do they say? Best way to get over somebody is get up under somebody. Well, I don't agree with that. And I know me, I tend to fall hard when I'm in love. I fall, especially at this big, because they say this big age. I'm just set up real different now. And I'm not saying I don't want to date nobody now. Yeah, I am open now at times. At times, you hear that? But yeah, when you first break up, it's probably not the best idea to go grab somebody else. So he has this lady. Of course, she calling, because she probably thinking she got somebody. Beautiful lady he saw when he got dumped. He saw her and then he grabbed her. And so to me, Nina's character did the ultimate sin. She ended up going to New York, trying to see if it'll work with the guy. But she was honest when told him, which I did appreciate that. That didn't work out. She comes back to Chicago, and his friend starts pursuing her. That's not no friend. That's the enemy. They be saying friend to me. No, that's an enemy. Because even Bill Bellamy's character, when he was doing his spoken word, it was so nicely done. He was hating so bad. Yeah, I don't need no poetry. Even when he came back and sat down, you could tell Bill Bellamy's character, I forgot his name. He was hating. He couldn't even hide his hate. And that's the thing. When you have jealous friends like that, not a friend, they can't hide it. So even her friend was trying to hook her up with him. And she was like, nah, he's not my type, Bill Bellamy. But I'm like, everybody know that's not the code to do. It is a code. You don't date your guy's friend. You don't date your guy's friends. Everybody know that. And you don't date your friend's exes. Those are no-nos. You just don't do those type of things. I know that things like that could happen though, but I prefer not to do it. It just really sets up a real it's just a messy situation. So next thing you know, Bill Bellamy's character takes her to a party. And she might have known a little bit, because she was like, who's gonna be there? Oh, just some friends. Well, she should have known the way he hung tough with Darius and the crew, that it was gonna be them. So sure enough, he brings her up in there and she sees them, but Darius he had stepped away to find somebody that could show him this dance he was trying to show them. And so she see all of them. She's like, oh, snap. Where's your washroom? So she go upstairs to the washroom, and then Darius pops out. But Darius did seem weird with Bill Bellamy. Like, yeah, hey, man, what's up? I think he just knew he was just not a good person. Next thing you know, she coming down the stairs, and she goes up to Bill Bellamy's character. She's like, I need to step outside and talk to you. And so she told him, take me home right now. Bill Bellamy's character proceeds to say, walk. And he was just so nasty and rude towards her. So she walking down the streets of Chicago at night by herself. And Darius, what a sweetheart, runs out, grabs his coat, and is like, hey, wait, Nina. And she's like, I don't want to talk to you right now. And he's like, you know you don't want to be stumping up and down these streets like somebody stole your bike. And so he's the gentleman that he is. Did he take her home? Why am I blank? Yeah, he made sure she got home. And then, they began to rekindle this magical love affair that they had. And it was good. It was going good, but she insecure now over this Lisa lady, because she called He trying to write his book. She's trying to break into her photography field, and it was just a lot of mixed feelings going on. And as much and as hard as he fought to get her, he started acting up. And I'm sure he was unhappy that this lady goes to New York on him, and then she comes in with his dude. So she did a couple of things that was just not cool. And then he grabbed Lisa. That was he was more. I mean, they had broken up, so he could do what he wanted. I thought she was way more wrong at times, but then how he handled it was very immature, but very male-like at times. Sometimes you guys do some strange stuff. All of us can. That's what the movie was showing. All of us can. And again, when it comes to relationships, we're just ordinary people. That song, I'm telling you, we don't know which way to go. And it's true, because sometimes we live and learn, sometimes we crash and burn. It's true. It's tough out here, you are, with these relationships. You bring you with you, they're bringing them. And I feel as a 40 some year old, as a 50 some year old, I'm a 50 some year old, but I'm saying after 40, after 35, 40, it's some drama there, some trauma for some of us, most of us. And it's a life that has been lived. And it's not as simple as when you're in your 20s, you have less to grab and bring with you. By 40 something, 50 something, you've been married, you've dated a lot, you have kids, they have kids. It's just a lot of life has been lived. And it becomes more complex because your parents are around or maybe have passed away or you have to take care of them. It's just a lot of layers. I'm just learning this. The older I get, it's a lot, which is why I think things were simpler when we were younger because it wasn't as complex. And then when you get older, that's why it makes it harder to date among social media. Social media can be negative towards dating. The men bashing the ladies, ladies bashing the men, and we're getting nowhere fast. So that approach is just whack. It doesn't work. And yes, it's true. I hear some stuff about men that is really disheartening. And I hear some stuff about ladies that is really disheartening. So I don't feel any gender is without fault. It's an individual case by case study. That's how I view relationship stuff. But if you want to get into the Love Jones game, if you want to get love or have love, you got to give yourself love. But you also got to watch how you approach it. If you approach it with a nasty attitude or negativity, like, oh, these men, they not about nothing. There's not any good men out here. I never seen a good relationship. I never seen a good marriage. Well, you're gonna get that, but you have to be open. And it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but personally, the way my life is set up, the thing I don't do, and I really tried not to do it as I dated, more when I dated more different guys. I refuse to be with someone that I'm not happy with. You all know the love of my life. I speak of him a lot because I spent a lot of years with him. But it was almost basically not a day that I regretted being with him or wishing he would get out. And he needs to get out of my house. Why is he here? Or I can't stand being with him. I can't live my life in that manner. Plus, I don't wear a poker face. So if I don't like you, you'll know. Trust and believe. And that's not something I do often. I don't go around not liking people. But when something isn't to my liking, my face will show it, or my body language. And I'd rather be living my truth than to live a lie. I guess what I'm trying to say in a roundabout kind of way, don't waste your time just filling up a void or a space. I like how Darius did with that lady, just to pass time. Even if it's because you're lonely, even if it's because you're hurt or bored. Don't just use people just to have a body. Make it count. Isn't your time worth more than that? And don't they deserve better than that? The way to real love is to discover it through discovering the love of yourself and pursue your dreams, all along. Do your fitness, take care of your skin, and make the best out of your life as you hope to venture off into, meeting someone. But you got to start with yourself. And I talk about this on most of my podcasts and my videos. It's a new year. Do your EAP program with your job. Do your six free sessions, or 10 or 8. They're really doing well with this EAP thing for mental health. Call your insurance and see how many sessions you get. Typically, Blue Cross Blue Shield, you get unlimited per year. Same with United Healthcare. That's who I have. And I told you I go every other week. So pretty much I'm in therapy 20 some weeks out of the year. And I can't wait to get on that video and talk to my therapist. I am just running my mouth 40,000 miles per minute. And I was going to say she's a therapist, but of course she is. She's my therapist. Duh. But she has a therapist. And this is what we do. Check out Love Jones, though. Even if you've seen it already, look at it and look at all the lessons in there. There's a lot of lessons in that movie. It's from, I think, 97 possibly, but it rings true to this day. And it really gives you the warm and fuzzies. It makes you think about love in a beautiful manner, the complex manner that it is. Great soundtrack. That's when Maxwell first came out, so you all already know. And throw in some Lauryn Hill. Oh my God. Yeah. And that song, A Penny with a Hole in It. Oh man, that's a good song. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ba 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 ba. That's a good song. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, that's a good song. Wow. All righty, I got to get ready for work. I hope you all enjoyed this. I just wanted to talk about that movie. That's a favorite. Tammy Sharice Walker, got to get out of here and get jump started with my new year. Back to work, back in the saddle. I've been working doing my private practice all along, but yeah, now I'm about to do both. I hope you have a great week, a beautiful day. Drop me comments. Thanks for listening. Thanks for all your support, as always. God bless you all. God keep you all. Bye.